We are now live on Facebook and YouTube and now Instagram. What's up, guys? What's going on? All right, how's it going, everyone? Great. First one here. Woo.
Woo! What is up? Look at this crazy tan line from my watch. That is what you call a serious tan line. I look like a gangster with my hat on.
No, you look
Like an
dork.
idiot.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
It's like Steve Urkel.
Steve Urkel? I haven't seen that. What show did that used to play on? Or what network?
Family Matters. Oh, I don't know.
Urkel. Well, he was the one that had a high pitched voice, right?
Yeah, he talked like this.
He did really good. Got the glasses and everything.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna skip the Urkel look, and we're just going to dive into this live at 5, y'all. I'm pretty tan right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty pale.
50-mile march. I got crazy backpack tan lines across my
He
chest.
does. It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. So just get done doing some deadlifts, and I figured we'd start off the discussion with live at 5 on coffee creamers and alternatives to heavy cream. So quick disclaimer, Crystal and I are definitely the simpletons when it comes to coffee. We like black coffee with steamed heavy cream. Steamed heavy cream. Heavy cream by like non-steamed is fine, but steamed heavy cream is preferred. I do feel like we're pretty much coffee snobs though.
Oh, I feel like we're snobs.
I feel like we're coffee snobs. We like our coffee simple, but I do feel like we appreciate a good cup of coffee.
Sure.
So we do French press coffee typically. We're trying to find a good espresso maker though. Keurigs are crap. We have an espresso. It's decent, but it's not legit coffee. Like it's not a legit espresso. We normally get Americanos when we go to Starbucks, but those are expensive. So we'd like to
Yeah, we
mimic
call
that.
ourselves coffee snobs, but we get Starbucks coffee.
Yeah.
It's not a snob.
We're-
However, there are no good coffee shops around here. I don't like any other coffee because they all use the same company,
Yeah.
and I don't like that company. It's a local company, and I don't like that company's coffee. So it's really unfortunate because we don't have like any small coffee shops that I actually like around here because they all use the same stupid coffee.
I feel like this is a pretty safe audience though to grill on coffee because I would imagine most people in the keto space drink a lot of coffee. They like heavy cream in their coffee, and they drink enough coffee to know what a good cup of coffee requires. So Rigel's joining the conversation. For any of y'all that appreciate a good cup of coffee, if there is a recommended espresso maker, we are in the market for a quality espresso maker. Crystal used to be a barista, and she was working with like a $10,000 espresso machine. Probably not going to splurge to that degree, but a good at-home espresso maker that makes legit espresso and is efficient and convenient. If real espresso and convenient can be used in the same sentence, what does that look like for any of you coffee connoisseurs out there? But back to the original questions and comments about additives, creamers, etc. When I'm in a cut and I'm trying to decrease my calories and my fat a little bit, I will switch from heavy cream, which I hold on to as long as I can. I don't like half and half at all. I honestly prefer, I think I prefer Nut Pod's coconut creamer. Is it coconut creamer?
I think so. It's like a coconut almond milk blend or something like that.
I think I prefer that more than the taste of half and half. And it is better from a calorie standpoint. So I'll typically do that. A lot of people are huge fans of the, what's that coffee creamer brand? Is it just called coffee creamer?
Super creamer?
Super creamer. Super creamer. A lot of people use those. Those are actually pretty good and relatively clean. So super creamer is a good option.
Yeah, is it dairy free?
I don't know. It's been a while since I looked at it,
Greg
but I
would know.
remember.
Is the super creamer dairy free?
Yeah, Keto Greg 80 is like the super creamer connoisseur. So what's all in that one?
I would say I would not do the nut pods. It has like a bunch of added gums and things like that I try to avoid. So if it were up to me, I would probably just do heavy cream. And if I couldn't do heavy cream, I'd do half and half. But if you're trying to go dairy free, you could use coconut cream, not coconut milk, coconut cream from like the can. Coconut cream from like the can, or you can do you can make your own almond milk with it. There's like a machine called the almond cow, and you can actually make your own almond milk and then use the extra bits of almond for almond flour. I also am about to go out and get some raw milk tomorrow, and we're going to try to put that in our coffee rather than heavy cream, because you can only trust the labels so much. We get them without gums, without different additives and things like that, but you can only trust the labels so much at a grocery store, so we're going to try out the raw milk too.
Also, I was about to say something significant, but I forgot what it was.
I don't know. Another one, I don't love the taste of ghee, but
I don't like the taste of ghee either.
there is a vanilla bean ghee that is actually pretty decent.
Fourth and Heart, I think is the brand.
Fourth and Heart vanilla bean ghee is actually pretty decent in coffee if you're looking for a like a heavy cream alternative, something to put in there,
Yeah. We all started out putting butter in coffee, and I'll do that on occasion, but I don't really put a lot of butter in coffee. I don't ever really put MCT oil in coffee. You can totally do that. Like I sometimes prescribe that to my clients. MCT oil powder, butter, like all that is fine to have in your coffee. We just don't do it anymore. Do that a lot.
I think we would rather get our fat from like the keto bricks than we would.
Some people put keto brick in their coffee.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. They do.
Yeah, a lot of people will blend that up and put it in the coffee. I do like. I had something important to say. And I totally drew a blank on it. What was it? I don't remember. Oh, this is what it was. Totally off topic, but I don't want to forget about it. There was a recent study that came out all about. Y'all may have seen it about the effects of non-nutritive sweeteners on gut microbiome, digestion, glycemic response, et cetera, et cetera. And it's probably the most detailed study done to date on that subject matter. I haven't read the entire study yet. I just read the abstract, so I'm going to actually read the full study. Lane Norton posted something on it. Huberman Labs posted on it. But definitely look into that because it's interesting. Again, I haven't read the full study, but I'm pretty sure it showed sucralose and saccharin as having more of a pronounced effect on glycemic response than stevia. It talked about at what points in the body these different substances are absorbed or basically just pass through and show up in fecal matter. But very, very interesting study. I know the non-nutritive sweetener debate is a raging debate, so highly encourage all of y'all to read the actual study.
I want to say one more thing. MCT oil powder. That is a good one. If you're looking for something to make it somewhat creamy and you can't have things like heavy cream, using the powder is a really good way of making it a little bit more creamy than like the oil.
And probably won't cause near the GI distress that a bunch of oil does. Like if you do more than 2 tablespoons of MCT oil at a time, then look out.
Yeah, depending on like how creamy you want it, you can add like 2 or 3 scoops, and depending on like how much is in each scoop, but and it makes it pretty. It's actually it's not bad. It's pretty good.
All right, let's dive into some of these.
Hey,
hello, everyone. I add butter and pumpkin spice to mine. I'm one of those weirdos. What's up? How are you? Elizabeth says, I like to look on Amazon for items like that and make sure I read all the 1-star reviews before the 5-star reviews. That's how I picked out my air fryer. It had the least 1-star reviews, and I love it.
I am the person that reads the 1-star reviews first as well.
Yeah.
What is this? Concy? Hello from Concy?
Recumbent bike.
What's up? Sorry. Hey guys, excited for this.
What's going on?
Hey y'all.
Jen Winkler's in the building.
I'm a coffee snob as well. I use a coffee blend called Bikini Blend. Interesting.
We have bikini stands here for coffee, but I've never heard of bikini blend.
Greg said, I love my super creamer from T2 in Super Coffee. Thoughts on sweeteners and weight loss? Does it hinder weight loss?
I don't think sweeteners that have no caloric load would minimize weight loss on the overall macro level. However, they can cause some retentions in fluid, and that can have an acute form or acute impact on weight. I know that if I have a whole bunch of sucralose, I tend to hold a little bit more water. So that's something that I've noticed.
Yeah, I often say, is it doing a benefit? And if it's not and you have goals, then I would just nix it from your diet. If you're pretty happy with where you are and you're, whatever, then sure, every once in a while it's not too bad. But I think you said in weight loss, if I had a weight loss goal, I would say I would just try to get rid of it the best I could and try to minimize that. There's no benefit to it.
That said, if having some Splenda in your coffee is the only reason you're able to stick to keto,
that's true.
By all means, keep it in. Don't become so dogmatic with it that you don't do keto because you feel like you can't have Splenda.
Yeah, or you want like a sweet treat, and you need to find that thing that can be a sweet treat.
Raw egg into coffee. I've actually heard a lot of people doing that.
I cannot with the raw egg. It so grosses me out.
I've got one client that does that, and they say it makes it so much creamier. I totally see it.
I think it's great for people who want to do it. I cannot.
Love your chili recipe. My new favorite. Actually, I had it today.
Yeah, we just had it for lunch.
Hello to the Savage family. Vacationing in Spain, trying to desperately stay low carb keto, and this topic is so relevant. Coffee is huge in Spain, and in most places you must be specific when ordering.
Yes.
I think if you just say, they call it, they don't call it heavy cream in Spain. They call it, what do they call it in Spain?
Double cream.
Double cream. I think that's right. Double cream. So I would just order Americano with double cream.
Or you could just get black if you like it black. Because usually in other countries, their coffee is just so good. Their coffee is so good that you almost don't need cream.
Yeah.
They have dairy-free versions of the super creamer. I love macadamia nut milk.
It is pretty good.
I do like macadamia nut milk too. I'm trying to steer away from the nut milks though, because they're really not that great for you. I mean,
Did he just throw up on my back? Mm-hmm. No, he just threw it on my back.
Oh, I didn't feel anything wet. So I am trying to steer away from those, but it is a good option for those who want to try to keep it in there, or it's like just an easier option. Greg says not dairy free, the super creamer. And someone else said, I've actually found dairy-free super creamer. They sell it at Whole Foods.
Whole Foods. My heavy cream I can buy has also additives like the gum.
I thought you were reading off of there, and I was like, it says the same thing here. That's funny. Okay. The heavy cream I can buy has also additive gums and carrageenans. Yeah. We don't buy any heavy cream with the carrageenan, however you pronounce that word. We don't buy the heavy cream. I would rather go heavy cream less than get the heavy cream with that junk in it. The gums I am somewhat okay with. The gums are in everything, but when I do go pick up a heavy cream, I will choose the one without all of the added stuff, all the added gums and
Speaking of heavy cream, do we have any heavy cream for tomorrow's coffee? What are we going to do?
I don't know. Robert's going to die. I had no coffee today.
We better go get some heavy cream before next meal.
Okay. So yeah, the best thing you can do is avoid all the added stuff. That's why we get a really clean heavy cream, but I still want to try the raw milk instead and see if we can do that, because it's from a woman right down the road and a cow that I can literally see. So why would I go to the grocery store if I can support my local farmer?
I just walk up to a cow with my coffee cup in the morning and just squeeze the tit, and then milk comes out.
The fact that you called it a tit makes me yucky.
That's what all the farmers call it. Teats, tits.
Teats. That seems so different than tit. Ugh.
You ask any rancher, that's what they're going to say. They're not going to be like, yeah, I went and milked my cow's mammary glands today.
They usually just say, I go milk my cow.
Yeah, but if they're telling somebody how to milk a cow, they grab the teat and then squeeze it like that.
Yeah, but it's called they call it a teat. Like that makes it different. That sounds better.
What's the southern accent, I guess, coming out?
All right. Did you like Omaha? We love what is now called Hard to Kill Summit, was called Keto Summit Omaha. We love it. This is our third time going. They've only had 3 conferences, and it's amazing every time.
It's the bomb. I plan to try ghee in my coffee next grocery run.
Hey, there you go.
Try the Fourth and Heart. What was it called?
Vanilla bean.
Vanilla bean.
I have only been able to purchase it online though. I've only been able to find it online. I can't find it in stores. Heavy cream with some Equipped Foods chocolate prime protein in the fall to add some pumpkin spice.
Look at his pants.
Oh, it's fine. I do enjoy putting a little bit of collagen. That's another way to make it creamy is collagen or like a protein powder. Good idea. I need an alternative for sweetener. I don't like the taste of stevia in coffee. Don't like black coffee. Monk fruit?
We used to do sweeteners in coffee.
We used to only do sweeteners.
And we did all the worst kinds of sweeteners. Like we did, we just did Splenda, obviously, and then we did like the Walden Farms coffee creamer syrups.
Yeah.
Then we did like Da Vinci brands, just like sugar-free syrups.
Yeah.
And now we just do heavy cream.
Yeah, we just trained ourselves to not do the sweetener, and I know it's really hard. Like I used to be the person that would go to Starbucks and get like the extra sweetener in my coffee, and now I don't do any sweetener in my coffee. It's weird if I get sweetener in my coffee. But
I honestly don't even like sweetener in my coffee now. It's like too sweet.
If you want something, then I would maybe try the monk fruit. There's monk fruit mixed with erythritol, which is not the best. It kind of upsets a lot of people's stomach. Or you can try to get like a pure form of erythritol or the monk fruit. Sorry, was on the recumbent bike sweating, just saying hey from Cincinnati.
That makes a lot more sense.
Hello, guys. A long time no anything. Moved to Houston from Austin. Hey, Crystal, we had our babies 2 months apart. Your babe is adorable. I'm doing DSK challenge for September.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah, speaking of the DSK challenge, there is a DSK challenge in September. So if any of y'all are not following Deeper State Keto, follow that on Instagram. That's where the challenge will be going down.
Robert and I will be doing it. It'll be at like a week by week basis. So like if you just want to do the challenge like 1 week, there's 4 different challenges. And then
a prize for each week and then a grand prize overall.
Yes. So you can do it just one of the weeks if you want to, but you can't be entered to win the overall prize if you don't do all of them.
And it's being put on by DSK coach Greg and DSK coach Jen.
Mm-hmm.
I put beef gelatin in coffee and
thickens. That's a good idea too.
I wouldn't want it to be like gelatinous though.
It doesn't get. I put it in mine when I was
pregnant. I'm eating my coffee this morning.
I put either collagen or beef gelatin in my coffee when I was pregnant with that little munchkin butt. I think I'm addicted to super coffee blueberry muffin flavor with some keto brick. Also close tie with the Marigold protein coffee in mocha. I have not tried any of the Marigold protein anythings.
I mean,
but I've heard that they're all really good.
I've heard that as well.
I am in love with the whey keto bricks. The malt flavor is amazing. That's my favorite one.
Is my jam right now. I've been eating a lot of the malt.
It's my favorite. I can't get enough. What's the name of the challenge again?
Just the Deeper State Keto Challenge. So if you just go to the Deeper State Keto Instagram, all the information.
Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah, I think just DSK Challenge. But if you go to the Deeper State Keto Instagram, you'll see the information on it. I think it starts on September 5th. Olga, what's up? Hi, how are you? All right, we get any other questions on here? Any other questions, concerns, comments, y'all? We have a bunch of topics that we have not yet tackled. Menopause being one, cannabis being one. We're kind of procrastinating on the cannabis one because we don't know anything about it.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, we're kind of lame like that.
We do know a few people that know stuff about it.
We do. But we are not
them. But we know nothing about it.
But we are not them. We need to probably leave a little bit early if we're going to get some heavy cream, though. Ever consider bone broth as additive for coffee? I've not tried bone broth as an additive for coffee.
You could do like a bone broth powder, which I've done, but not bone broth. That kind of sounds yucky to me.
I met you at the summit in Omaha. Love the keto bricks. I remember. So great meeting you. I signed your book. Pretty sure it's on your book.
Can you build muscle with plant protein? You can pretty much build muscle on any diet as long as you're eating enough. You can build muscle on the McDonald's diet if you really wanted to, but it's not going to be optimal, the McDonald's one. I personally would suggest eating some sort of animal meat, or like eggs or salmon, fish, something like that, pescatarian. But you definitely can. It may not be as optimal, and it may not be, you may not be able to build as quickly even. And it also depends on your training, I would say.
Well, think about it like this. Animal protein is going to be more bioavailable to your body and your cells and your tissues than plant protein. In order for you to reach an equivalent amount of protein, like in the servings of broccoli as you would in the same amount of, beef sirloin, for instance, you're going to have to eat a tremendous amount of broccoli. So like if you're trying to equate for protein intake, you're going to have to consume much more total volume in that plant food, and then you're going to have just a ton of GI distress if you're equating for calories and eating enough protein, or not equating for calories, but eating enough, equating for protein, and you're eating enough of plant protein that would equal that amount in animal-based protein. You're just not going to be doing yourself any favors. You can certainly do it, but it's not going to be optimal.
Yeah. I'm excited for the menopause talk. I'm going through premenopause now. Is there anything specific about menopause that you are curious about as it relates to diet or fitness or whatever? Like, is there certain pinpoints that we should kind of try and hit?
All right, we got some over here. Also, hoping future topic for gut digestion issues. Yeah, we definitely
Same thing
do that.
for that. I would like to know for gut digestion issues, what are you looking for? Are you looking for like diet, exercise, all that kind of stuff? What kind of gut issues? There's like a million gazillion different types of gut issues. So if there's anything specific that you're kind of wondering about, I'll put notes on there.
Your thoughts on lean bulking? Is a caloric surplus required for muscle gain?
We did do a video on lean bulking.
It is required for optimal muscle gain. You're not going to be able to build more tissue if you're not giving your body the building blocks for adding more tissue beyond what is required for you to just maintain your current level of tissue. So definitely going to be optimized if you're eating at a surplus.
Okay.
Do you both fast at all or do intermittent fasting? We do intermittent fasting.
I don't anymore.
I mean, your first meal isn't until a little bit late. Like think about it. You're waking up at 3:30 or 4. Your first meal is when?
As soon as I get to the building. I mean, I have coffee first.
Yeah,
cream in it, and then my first meal is at 8 o'clock.
Right. So your last meal is what time?
Probably at 8:30.
8:30 p.m. until 8 the next day. So 12 hours.
I'm having coffee at 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah, so she's doing like a fat fasting.
I mean, technically, everyone be intermittent fasting if you can't just sleep.
Yeah, 12 hours is a pretty legit fasting period, though, for intermittent.
But I was doing more intermittent fasting. I was having my first meal at 12 or 1 before I got pregnant.
Thoughts on drinking to thirst, but then drinking so much you feel sick? I've been struggling with this, even with keeping up with electrolyte intake. It usually happens in the afternoon or evening. So you definitely want to make sure you're hydrated, but you don't want to drink you don't want to force drink to the point of flushing out all of your body's electrolytes and needing to increase your electrolyte intake. So a good rule of thumb is to drink enough such that 5 of your daily urinations are relatively clear. That's a pretty good rule of thumb. I try and shoot for about a gallon a day.
And as far as drinking to thirst, I think that's probably a good idea, but I get so busy that I ignore some of the symptoms that my body is sending me. And also, I like things like coffee and the occasional Zevia. So if I were to go off of thirst, I wouldn't always get my water in because I would choose things like coffee or Zevias or whatever. For menopause, using keto to manage symptoms. I've heard good things about fat and balancing hormones. Yes, okay, so I will make a note of that.
Hello from Australia. What's up, Jody? What do you recommend for someone new to keto and carnivore, wanting to lose weight to eventually want to do bodybuilding later on? What do you recommend as a starting point? Well, I would recommend just simply tracking your intake, your current intake as a starting point. Figure out what your consumption is at baseline with you eating intuitively. How many calories are you consuming? How much fat? How much protein? How many total carbs? Track your intuitive eating and see what your baseline is. And then from there, you can kind of pull different levers and adjust to figure out what to optimize for either building muscle or losing body fat. But I would certainly figure out and hone in on your current, intuitive intake and maintenance intake.
Do you know an expert for training after menopause? I think I need more recovery now. So you definitely can take more recovery time. However, you could also give yourself more recovery time per muscle group. So like breaking it up on a 5-day split, like shoulders on Monday, chest on Tuesday, legs on Wednesday, so on and so forth. And you have a whole entire week to recover that body part before you hit it again. So that's a really good way of doing things rather than doing like full body exercises and things like that. And then there's also nothing wrong with taking a little bit of a break, like deload, like a deload week. If you're finding that you're needing a little bit more recovery, so go really hard for 5, 6, 7 weeks, and take a deload week on week 6, 7, or 8, and that can be really helpful. And that doesn't mean don't exercise; it just means go a little bit lighter and a little easier. So that's what I would do.
Gut digestion diet related to alternating constipation and the opposite.
Okay.
Gut digestion diet related to alternating constipation and the opposite. Does it make sense to me? Alternating constipation?
They have constipation and diarrhea.
Oh, okay.
So they're like wondering how to like balance all of that.
Gotcha, that makes sense. These are topics for later?
Those are topics that we already have written down, but I'm making notes on them.
Thank you. Trying to explain this to daughter's boyfriend. Wants to build muscle. Trainer told him no meat, and he's super skinny. I told her he would have to eat a ton of veggies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he should fire that trainer.
I mean, well, here's the thing.
That trainer's got a narrative to kind of push.
So that's the thing. You're gonna have a lot of people who are biased. So if you are with a carb-based person, they're gonna tell you to eat more carbs. If you're with a fat keto person, they're gonna tell you to probably eat more fat. Both probably a lot higher in protein than the plant-based. But people who are plant-based are probably going to push that as well. So there is a lot to that, and I think if you ask the average person, I think everyone kind of knows that you can get in protein a little bit easier with
a lot easier.
Yeah, a lot. I'm trying to be nice. A lot easier with animal base. So there's that. So I would have him ask several other people. Have him ask someone that he admires. If there's someone in the gym that like looks really awesome and he wants to look similar to him, or just thinks that someone is doing an awesome job, just ask that person, hey, what do you think about animal-based versus plant-based?
He can DM me and I'll talk to him.
Yeah, and I'm sure you would get a lot of the same answers unless the person is directly already plant-based.
Are you guys rested from last weekend? I just got done slamming some deadlifts. So yes, I feel pretty good.
Ordered your book, can't wait for it. Does it explain which is better, training fasted or not?
It talks about it a little bit. A lot of it's gonna be personal preference. Like, I don't like to eat a big meal right before training. Some people prefer to eat within a few hours of training. So a lot of that, as long as you're consuming ample nutrition throughout the course of a day, you're getting enough to activate muscle protein synthesis. You're kind of majoring in the minors if you let yourself get hung up on peri-workout nutrition to the tune of not knowing whether or not you're going to have a more productive workout fasted versus, fed.
Coming off a bodybuilding season, coming off a building season, what are some tips for doing a keto cut?
Find your true maintenance intake, first of all. So if you've been in a building phase, you're at a surplus, try and establish your legitimate maintenance intake. There's going to be a window, probably within about 200 or 300 calories, but try and figure out what your true maintenance intake is, and then kind of stay at that intake for a little while so your body fully stabilizes before you transition into a cut.
Just dropping to say, hey, thanks for taking the time to do this. Great info as always.
Well,
Thank you so
Carl.
much.
What about adding HIIT to the workouts? I'm all for it as a form of cardio, but I wouldn't do it pre-resistance training or intra-resistance training. I would do all cardio after you work out so that
Or
your
separately.
resistance training isn't hindered.
Yeah. Agreed. It is 5:32. Are we supposed to get heavy cream before we?
Yeah, we got to get some heavy cream. We would be doing this live chat a disservice if we did not get heavy cream after talking about how much we love heavy cream.
I'm
So,
picking up raw milk tomorrow.
Click on that last one, and I'll read that real quick. Hiya from Queensland Team Savage. Love my fat, fast coffee in the mornings, pouring cream and MCT oil, looking awesome team. Well, thank you. You keep it up. Can't go wrong with the cream in the coffee.
Thank you. All right, one last one over here. When starting strength training, is it worth it to start with 5-pound weights, or is it a waste of time to start small? Start where you are. There's nothing wrong with that. I could not lift half of the weight that I can lift now, and I started small. You just have to be willing to. A lot of people have a hard time putting the ego aside and just start where you are. If the best that you can do is 5 pounds, then stick with the 5 pounds. If you can do 10 pounds, then do 10 pounds. If you can do 15 pounds, then do 15 pounds.
With good form and technique.
Exactly. So you want to push yourself, but like the first week's probably going to be pretty rough if you're just getting back in. You're going to have a lot of DOMS, which is delayed onset muscle soreness. And so you can kind of ease your way in that first week if you want, but I would just go in and do it. Do the best you can with the weight that you can, with proper form and good technique, and you should be solid. But just start where you are.
Boom. Boom, Chocolata. Thank you all. Hope to see you soon when in Northwest Arkansas. Are your parents still boating around the world? Yes, they're going to do that next year.
Next fall.
See you in New York City. Awesome. I can't wait to see you. Love that. Put your ego aside and just start where you are.
Yeah.
Boom, Chocolata. All right. Much love to all y'all. See you next time. We have some very big Keto Brick news happening on Friday. So I won't talk to y'all before then. So be on the lookout for the Keto Brick
Get the
news
newsletter
dropping on Friday.
You can go to ketobrick.com and sign up for the newsletter, and you'll get the info first thing.
Thank you so much for answering my questions. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you for tuning in.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get some heavy cream. Bye-bye. Say bye, Roger.
Look at that belly. All right, bye guys.